I'm Nicole Compton, and right now on Deadbeat.
If he's paying his child support, he'll come back here as proud as he can possibly be. If he's not paying his child support, we're going to have to go get him.
Local judges crack down on the multi-million-dollar problem of unpaid child support.
I give you a plan, you execute, you stay out of jail, right?
We're going inside a real courtroom where judges are handing out real justice, and it's all recorded on our camera. I'm Nicole Compton, and court is now in session on Deadbeat. Thanks for joining us again on Deadbeat. This is the show that shows you child support cases at their worst. We're going inside real courtrooms to look at criminal cases. Deadbeat's experienced legal advisor, Oliver Barber, is here to help us understand exactly what we're going to see on this episode. Hi, Oliver. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, today we're going to look at some cases, and hopefully we can help explain what's going on to our audience and also to educate them on non-support and criminal cases.
These cases today, you have a positive and you have a negative, and because you have both, I think it highlights the importance of this court and this show.
Right, and the cases that you're seeing are actually criminal cases, child support that has been so far behind in payments that has actually ended up being a crime.
Of being charged with a crime.
Being charged with a crime. Remember, these are real cases with real people in real courtrooms here in Louisville, Kentucky. First up on today's Deadbeat docket, some good news. It's the case of the cable guy, Craig Martin. We saw him on a previous episode of Deadbeat. He has been disconnected from making his child support payments, but now it seems the picture is getting much clearer for him. And the judge likes what he's seen.
Look, I think this is going good.
To court now with Judge Sean Delahanty.
Hello, Mr. Martin. Going good. All right, Mr. Martin. Okay, so you're employed now?
Yeah.
And the money's coming out of your check?
It's been, yes,
excellent.
Sir.
Good.
I am trying to get on permanently, and I was supposed to start training Tuesday, because I was supposed to come back the 5th, but I made it for today.
That's okay. Look, I think this is going good. I think this is going good. So you believe that, okay, hang on. You believe that you have a court case? You're supposed to be on the docket on Tuesday?
No, on the 5th. I had this on the docket on the 5th. I moved it to the day because I was supposed to start training Tuesday.
Okay. We're going to delete that day, so we don't need to see you back here on the 5th.
Thank you.
And I'm glad, and it's okay, because, I mean, as long as you're doing what you need to do and you're prepared, if you understand where you're at in the world,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Got where you're at, either you pay your child support or you're going to jail, and you say, I don't want to go to jail, I'm prepared to pay my child support.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I tell everybody, I can work with a guy who does not want to live in jail.
No, I do not.
And you don't, and you're doing what you need to do, and that's fine by me. And
last time I was here, Your Honor, you told me whatever they take out of my check would subside.
Right.
So I don't know if they're still...
and where are you working?
Time Warner.
Okay. And what's your rate of pay?
$11.15 right now.
Okay. Do you have other kids with people other than Miss Garner?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. How many sets of kids do you have?
I have 4, 2 with her.
2 with her? And now the other 2, are they with one woman or are they one and one?
2 other women.
So you got 3 women involved in this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have child support orders for all of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what you probably need to do is to get to family court, and have you done that, gone over to family court and talked to them about, you get all your child support orders together?
It's been a couple of years, but yes, I tried, and they said because they was in different courtrooms, I couldn't do it.
Okay, and I may have to talk to the county attorney's office about that, because part of it is this. I don't know what you've been doing for up until this day with your life, right?
Okay.
But today, it looks like you're doing well. You're committed to working, you're committed to trying to support your children, and you're doing the best you can.
Yes, sir.
And you got a decent job. But for me, it's like, this is how much money I can make right here. Okay, so, and I'm prepared to pay my child support, but we have to work with this.
Yes.
Because the difficulty is the 3 orders that you have, they were all set independently. So each one did not know of the other 2.
Yes.
So you probably have a pay order for the 3 that may be impossible for you to make. But that doesn't but you're going to be violating the law, these orders that exist in all three of them,
Yes, sir.
because it's impossible. So we solved this problem with this case with Miss Garner, and the next thing you know, one of the other mothers of your children says, hey, I'm not getting my full child support payment, and they come down here and get a warrant, and we start all over again. And I am going to work on the county attorneys on that, because we need to coordinate this.
Yes, sir.
And but today, you get a 365-day jail sentence that's conditionally discharged. And I guess I'll see you down the road.
As we often see on Deadbeat, the threat of jail time does work to get people back in line. And as we're about to see, it's not an empty threat.
Now, Mr. Thompson's not present. He should have paid $1,000 plus a $2,500 lump sum, which would have been $3,500 in total, and he has only paid $350. Okay, so he's $3,000 plus short. And I think he knew he was going to jail today, so he decided not to come. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a limo out for him, and he's got, we're going to say he has a 261 day sentence to serve. Bench warrant 261 days to serve. All right then, that's what we'll do.
When judges start lecturing people about going to jail for not paying their child support, they are very serious.
That's when you start paying attention, because we as
Paying attention or paying time.
both, because we as human beings don't like to be ignored when somebody does something that we think is important. And judges particularly don't like being ignored.
I have to constantly tell my clients a court order is a court order. It's not a suggestion, it is something that you have to do. So when you're ordered to show up, you better show up and pay up.
Or I think they will send the sheriff after you and make sure you come there.
Right. Still to come on Deadbeat.
When were you deemed unable to work?
Just putting in for disability, man.
This man claims a disability is why he isn't paying his child support. But will his excuse stand up with Judge Erica Lee Williams in her court? Plus, he got out of jail with an understanding that he would pay for his kids. But now he's back in court and the judge is not happy.
You can't come down here the day before court and pay your get out of jail money. That's not the way it works.
That case and more when Deadbeat continues. Nicole Compton with you again, right here on Deadbeat. This is a show that takes you inside real courtrooms with real cases, looking at child support. The judges and defendants are real, and so is the justice. Our next case involves a man who says that he cannot pay his child support because he can't work. Let's see if Judge Erica Lee Williams is buying it.
Tracy Mudd on behalf of Mr. Gray, who's coming forward. Mr. Gray needs to bring proof that he is unable to work.
Yeah.
We just haven't had a doctor's appointment yet.
Okay. And when is your next appointment?
Tomorrow. Yeah, I just had a CT scan, well, MRI the other day. So,
Right, I saw that on that. Okay.
Right. Tomorrow's the actual see my doctor.
And he was deemed unable to work?
That is what
Already?
Mr. Gray has indicated to me. I've indicated to him that the county would like to see.
When were you deemed unable to work?
Just putting in for disability, ma'am.
Did a doctor tell you that you're not able to work?
Pretty much, I've been trying to do a little work here, you know what I'm saying, between her and it's not working through the medication and everything I'm taking. I'm still having dizzy spells and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm at least trying to get partial, you know what I'm saying? So I already didn't file for disability. I'm just waiting on the paperwork and stuff to come back.
And counsel, I'm asking, so I want to be clear on what we're bringing back, because if the county is anticipating he's going to bring back something saying he's unable to work, and that's not what's going to be brought back, then we need to discuss that now.
That is what Mr. Gray is looking for from his doctor, a letter
Yes.
that says he's unable to work, and I think that is what disability is also going to, I think someone has to have made
So
that
he hasn't
medical-
been deemed that already. He's in the process, and so
Correct.
Yes,
okay.
I'm in the process.
All right, so what I'm going to do is make a note that what's actually going to be brought back on the next time is a note from the doctor regarding his work status, okay?
Yes.
Because what I don't want to
Yes.
do is put a notation in here, say I'm not here and you're not here, and then it says he's going to bring back something that says he's unable to work, and he comes back in and says something different, then everybody's going to be upset, okay?
Thank
you. Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to be clear on what we're expecting you to bring so that
Yes,
you know
ma'am.
what you need to bring, and then the record is clear on that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's going to be a doctor's note regarding ability to work or inability. Either or. Also, Mr. Gray, whatever disability paperwork that you file or anything like that, what you want to do is provide your attorney with more information than less. So let her look through everything that you have and see what she wants to present to the court rather than you not having it, okay? We don't want her to come in and say, he didn't bring that. So whatever it is that you bring or that you have, bring it so that she can review it, and then she will show whatever she believes is relevant to the county attorney, and they will come and talk with me, okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Very
thank
good.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
There are many types of disability, and sometimes disability can actually be a reason to not have to pay child support. Not really sure in this case if that's the real case.
Well, that's what the judge is looking for. He or she wants proof that the individual has a disability which prohibits them from working. If they've got that, then they've got a legitimate excuse. If they don't, and they can't produce a medical documentation, then they have to come back to the judge, and the judge will decide that they were being flim-flammed, and that's not good.
Right. So if you are disabled, there may be ways that you can come to court and see if, your child support can be stopped, either temporarily or permanently, based on what your situation is.
And you make a point in the state of Kentucky in the United States that we don't have debtors' prisons. And so therefore, if you have a legitimate reason for not paying a legitimate debt, then the courts will not just throw you in prison in order to satisfy the debt. You have to find a way to pay it.
Right. They do try to work with you.
Right.
Still ahead on Deadbeat, another success story in Judge Erica Lee Williams' courtroom.
You did everything I asked you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
See how a plan to get this man back in line worked. But first, tough talk from Judge Sean Delahanty.
Okay, so every 2 weeks, you got to make a 2-week payment.
Okay.
And if you don't, I got to put you in jail.
Real cases right here in Louisville, Kentucky, next on Deadbeat. Nicole Compton, again, right here on Deadbeat, the show that takes you inside Jefferson County's child support court. And what you are about to see is real. Real people facing real consequences for not paying their child support, including jail time. And it's all caught here on tape, inside a Louisville courtroom. Next on the docket, the case of a man we've seen on this show before. His lawyer helped get his felony charge reduced to a misdemeanor, but Judge Sean Delahanty is still threatening jail time. To court now, the case of Samuel Wade.
Camillus, I represent Mr. Wade. We conference this case. There's a recommendation. This is Sam Wade, Judge.
Mr. Wade, apparently you're charged with felony criminal non-support. Now the county's going to amend that charge to a misdemeanor crime.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now what I don't understand, Mr. DeCamillus, is that he was released on his own recognizance provided he paid his child support.
And he has, in fact, Judge.
When did he do that?
He paid a total of $225. Mr. Hills should have the recommendation reflect that. He's paid for the full.
Did he pay that like today?
No, he paid it yesterday, actually, Judge,
Okay.
when he got paid. He's with the union. He got paid, and he immediately paid the money.
Okay, look, Mr. Wade, you're going to need to figure this out. You can't come down here the day before court and pay your get out of jail money. That's not the way it works. If that's the way it worked, I would have to have you on the docket like every week just to make sure you're going to pay this child support as you've been ordered, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before we're done with this case, you will either do one or two things. You will understand that you have to pay this child support payment each and every week like you're ordered to do, right? You got to pay it each and every week. You can't pay it the day before you come to court. So you will either learn that or you will be in jail, right? And the only purpose of putting you in jail is to convince you and to make you understand that when it says you got to pay this each and every week, you got to pay it each and every week. So I put you in jail. You're in jail for 12 weeks, right? And You're there for 12 weeks or until you pay every week this $46.77 every week for 12 weeks, right? So the long and short of it is that this child support's going to be paid every week. Now, whether it's paid while you're in jail or whether you're out of jail, when you're out of jail, is up to you. Are you with me on this? Do you understand what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do you believe me when I'm telling you that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you need to because,
No.
what do you say? He can pay every 2 weeks. I don't care. But it's got to come in regularly. And you are employed now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, believe me now, or I don't want to have to put you in jail so that you will believe me once you get to the jail. It's too late when you're over in the jail. So, okay, how about this? You don't do it. You're over in the jail. Maybe we'll get you over at CCC so you can get some work release, right? You'll be over there. They'll say, hey, Wade, what are you doing here? And you say, I was over in Judge Delahanty's court on child support, and about 20 guys will say, shut up, Mr. Wade. We know your story because we did the same thing. We are over here because we did not figure out that we got to pay our child support as we're ordered. Now, believe it. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Well, lump sum players only seem to stay in the game so long. You've heard us talk about on the show before, a lump sum player is the one that shows up with a lump sum of money instead of doing timely weekly payments.
It goes back to the fact that the judge ordered timely weekly payments because that's the way we run our lives. We move from paycheck to paycheck. So that means that the kid was deprived of whatever he or she was supposed to get and put together into a lump sum.
Right.
Now, if that lump sum gets paid, the judge is thinking, where was the money in the meantime?
Right. Well, the kids have to eat every day. They have to eat every day. Most people go to the grocery store once a week. Timely weekly payments. The kids need to eat. You can't wait till the month is up or 2 months or 3 months when it's time to go to jail and think that you can feed and clothe your kids.
And in the back of the judge's mind, he wants to know, why? Why can't they pay timely and weekly? Why does he have to wait till the end?
Right. Again, it's a court order, not a suggestion.
That's exactly right.
Next, another deadbeat follow-up. And it's good news this time.
You did everything I asked you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Coming up, Judge Erica Lee Williams and the simple steps to get back in line with child support. Nicole Compton back with you on Deadbeat, the show that goes inside child support court to show you cases that have wound up in criminal court. Erica Lee Williams is on the bench right now, dealing with a man we've seen on this show before. He's Stephen Howard, and to the delight of the judge, it seems like he's getting himself back in line.
How's it going?
Hopefully good.
You wait for me to tell you? It's going good. So you got your second job that we talked about, right?
Yes,
Then I
ma'am.
asked you to do that?
Myers third shift.
Your what?
Myers third shift, 4 days a week.
Good deal. Okay. Let's see what else. Proof of second job. You're making your payments. When did you start working at Meyer?
I started last week. I get my first check this week. My 2 days of orientation was last week.
Okay, good
Yes,
deal.
ma'am.
Okay. You did everything I asked you to do. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, look at that. See, that wasn't so hard.
No,
I give you a
it's
plan, you execute, you stay out of jail,
I
right?
thank you. Thank you for it.
You're welcome. I'm not unreasonable.
No,
Just have
you're
to
not.
get your attention, right? I think I got it. So I expect you to keep those 2 jobs so that you're able to maintain.
Yes, ma'am.
I expect because we've got this large amount over here that we're deficient. That's why you and I talked about
Right.
paying the minimum and then paying above and beyond and setting you with a plan so that it's attainable for you and
Yes,
not
ma'am.
something that you're just kind of feeling like you can't do anything, right?
Right.
Because you're excelling now. You're doing great. So let's see. We've got $100. And you get your first paycheck for the second job. When is that?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you keep it up.
All right, thank you.
And if something happens, you're to put it back on the docket rather than waiting to come see me in October because I'm not going to be happy.
Hopefully next time we'll be done. Thank
Good.
you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Howard.
So here's proof that good things do happen when you follow instructions, not only at home, not only at school, but especially in court. It looks like he's gotten himself together. If it doesn't take one job and you have to get two, get two. Do what you have to do to follow the court's orders.
That's exactly right, Nicole, and I think this shows the value of this court because it shows that if the court works with you and you work with the court, then the end result is good for the individual and the people he's supposed to support. Better make sure, though, that you don't mess it up.
Right. The judges aren't there necessarily to be your worst nightmare unless you're not doing what you're supposed to do. This is a classic example when things work out the way they're supposed to, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I think it shows the value of this court and the value of this show since we can shine a spotlight on this particular proof.
Right. So great job for getting back in line. If you're having trouble collecting from your deadbeat ex, or you just want to know how you can get back in line, connect with us. Hit us up on Facebook. You can send us a private message or even upload a video. We may even show it on the show. And I read every single message that comes through. So we'd love to hear from you. For Oliver Barber, I'm Nicole Compton, and this has been another episode of Deadbeat.